Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining us today. Today's training, we're going to go over Microsoft Teams for Education. Now, some features that I want to go through real quick that you'll have access to throughout this training. If you have any questions, please utilize the chat option here in the meeting. Your camera and microphone are already muted, so you are not able to turn those on. So the chat is the only way you're going to be able to communicate with us. If you run into any issues with the audio or the video throughout today's training, try leaving the meeting and then coming back. That normally fixes any issues. And if you would like to turn on live captions, you can do that as well. This only affects your screen, but the way you get through that is you go through the ellipses, you click on the ellipses, and then in the drop-down menu, you simply turn on live captions. My name is Kim. I will be your trainer for today. And here is the agenda. I'm going to show you how to navigate Microsoft Teams for Education. I'm going to show you how to create and set up a team, how to stay connected with chat within Teams, and then schedule and run a meeting. Now, I do have a few slides to go through, and then we will jump into today's live demonstration. Teams is used across educational institutions, big and small. More than 700,000 schools use Teams for education for remote and hybrid learning. That figure includes more than 85 of the Times Higher Education top 100 institutions. Teams is available in over 60 languages across 181 markets. Teams is powering teachers and learning for users across the world with 30 billion collaboration minutes logged in a single day. Even as students begin returning to schools, the need to support both remote and in-person education will persist into the future. To improve flexibility, Teams connects with your existing education apps and systems to allow a unified blended learning environment with all the tools you need in one place. Teams personalizes learning with insights and tools for social emotional learning, helping students develop the skills they need for the future. Teams includes built-in accessibility tools to help include all students. And it's all built on a secure, engaging platform that students can access from any device. Here's a deeper dive into some of the features that enable each of these benefits. Later in this training, you'll see what some of these features look like, and we'll talk through different capabilities of Teams in much more detail. But for now, I just want to provide a bird's eye view of how Teams supports this more flexible and personalized future for education. That is enough of these PowerPoint slides. Let's go ahead and jump into today's live demonstration. Now, there are two ways to access Teams. You can access Teams on the web browser, or you can access it through the desktop app. Now, they're going to look, the only difference really is going to be, there's going to be some color coding differences. So this bar over here on the left-hand side is gray instead of purple in the desktop one. But if there's any differences, I'll let you know. But otherwise, they're going to be exactly the same. It's just going to be color differences, whether it's gray or purple. But everything's going to be in the same spot. For today's demonstration, I am using a demo account, so you may notice that. But let's go ahead and jump into Teams here. If you look in the upper right-hand side, you're going to notice I have my profile photo here. Now, if you just join Teams, it's going to have your initials, but you actually have the option, if you click here, you can change your profile photo. So that's how I uploaded a photo of myself. I could do that. I can also remove the picture if I just wanted to show my initials again. Save that because I want to keep my profile photo for us. Now, next to your profile photo, you're going to notice ellipses. This is where you're going to have settings for your Teams. When you click in settings, this is where you can choose the theme. So this is like default. We have dark or high contrast if you need it. This is available for teachers and for students. So these themes do not change. They're available for everybody. I'll switch it back for default for everyone. Now, up here at the top, you'll notice we have a search bar. The search bar is where you can literally search for anything in your Teams. So when I click in here, you'll notice that lets me know that I can look for messages, files, and more. I can search for particular people, teams, documents, whatever I'm looking for. If I can't remember where I saved something, I can just start typing in the word. And it's going to look and see if it can find anything. So you can see it can't find anything there. If I hit search all, you can see it found my document that I'd uploaded called Demo Word Document. So the search bar at the top is going to be very handy for you because it's a good way just to search up something instead of having to spend your time searching for where it's at. Now you're going to notice over here on the left-hand side, this is where you're going to have all of your icons for your teams. The first one at the top is activity. It has a little bell. This is going to be your notification feed. So anytime you get a notification, it's going to appear here in the feed. So you can see I don't have any, but notifications that'll pop up is, as you can see, if somebody mentions me, if they reply to a message of mine, it'll actually show here. Also, I'll get a little number right here next to my activity, letting me know that I have activity that I need to check out. I believe the highest number it goes to is 15. So you can have 20 notifications that you need to look at, but the highest number it'll reach is 15. It'll just say 15 plus. Now, I want to skip chat real quick and I want to go to Teams. So Teams is going to be the collaboration space for you in your class or your team. It's going to be where you communicate and do almost everything here. Now, first, we need to actually create a team. So if you look down at the very bottom of your team's list, you'll see a button that says join or create team. This is what we're going to click. It's going to bring us to this page and we're going to hit create team because we're wanting to create our own team. Next, now it's going to ask us what type of team are we creating? Is this going to be a class? Is this a professional learning community? Is this specifically just for staff members? Or is this other? So is this a club of some sort? We're going to start off and we're just going to create a class. Now I get to decide the name of the class. I don't want it to be too long, but I do want the students to be able to know what class this is. So for us, I'm going to let me do chemistry. We'll do Chem 142. And then you don't have to put in a description, but I like to. So I'll do oral history for spring 2022. All right. So I have the name and I have the description just in case if kids aren't too, if they aren't too sure what this class is. Now I'm going to hit the next. She's creating our team. And now I get to start typing in the name of students that are going to be in my class. So I'm going to start typing in, we got Delbert, Douglas, once I have all of our students down, I'm just going to hit add. Now I can double check, make sure I got all the, I think that's all the students. Oh, no. No, I already got him on there. Yep, I got all of our students. We only have 4. If I have any teachers that I would like to add to this group, I can. So if I want to add Annie, if she's one of my teachers, if she's like my teacher assistant, I can add her on here as well. Now that I have my teachers and my students and teachers, I'm just going to hit close. And bam. Now I got my new class. You'll see now in my teams list, I have the Chem 142. And I even have my new general channel. Now, you may be asking, what's the difference between a team and a channel? Well, the easiest way to think about it is think of a house. So think of your team as a house and the channels as rooms. Each room in a house has a completely different use. You have your kitchen for cooking, your bathroom for getting clean, your bedroom for sleeping, your living room for entertaining. Each room has a different aspect of it, but when all of the rooms come together, they create a home. And so that's how you can think of the channels and your team. Each channel can be different, but they all work together to create one good team or a home. Now, you can see right now, we just have one channel, but we need to add on a few more. If we hover over our team name, you'll notice I have an ellipses, the 3 dots. When we click on that, this is where we get the option. We can add on a channel. When we add on a new channel, you can see here, it's going to ask us, what is the channel name? What do we want to label this one as? So I can say for this one, what do we want to do? I can do if I can spell, group work, description. I can leave that blank. And then I can decide if I want every student in the class to have access to this or only specific students. So I could say if you have there's a class president, you could have that class and only have the class president and their associates have access to this channel. Now I'll hit create. And now it's going to ask me what students do I want to add to this. So I'll add her. And I will also add on, let me do Delbert. Hit done. Now you may have noticed that this new channel has a padlock icon. What that means is that this is a private channel. That's letting me know that this is a private channel. The only people who see the private channel on their list are people that are a part of that private channel. So those other 2 students that I did not add to this channel, they do not even see this on their list. They aren't even made aware that this channel exists unless somebody tells them about it. Now I'm going to create another channel, but this time I want it to be standard so that every student has access to this. I'm just going to do Chem 101. And let me do one more. There we go. So now we have our general channel where we will talk to everybody. Then we have specifically our Chem 101 class, Chem 202, and then our class president. So let's go back up to general. So now we have our team and all of our channels. You're going to notice that when we're in any of these new channels, it's very dead. We have nothing here. So we need to start adding stuff to our team channel. The first thing that you're going to notice is we have posts. We have all these different tabs up at the top. And what I want to focus on is posts. This is where we're going to start conversations with the entire class where everybody can communicate. If you look down at the bottom, we have new conversation. And it's going to pop up in this little bar. So that way we can start a conversation with the entire team. So I can say, good afternoon. Now, underneath the text bar, we have different icons. The first icon is for formatting. You can see here that's going to give us a lot of different options for what we want to do with this post. We can change the font. We can change what it looks like. We can even change the font color. Make it bold. We can even add on a subject here. So we can add on a subject line. So we can put in snow day. That they know. I'll continue. Good afternoon. Due to the 4+ this of snow, we will not be meeting in person. So we have that. Now, you'll notice here it says new conversation, but I have a little drop down. I can change this from just being a regular conversation to an announcement. So if I decide, hey, this should actually just be an announcement, not just a chat, I can switch it to announcement, and you can see now I have a headline. And so I can write in a headline. So I can say, whether, or let me do, let it snow. Now, with this headline, I can actually change the color background of it. I can change the color scheme. So you can change that. Or if you have a photo that you would like to use yourself, you can actually do that. So you can upload an image, choose an illustration. Which I like some of those, like that dragon. I like that one. You can scroll down, see if there's any that you prefer. Yeah, I'll do that one. That's close. The stars look close enough to snow. I'll use that. All right. Now, next to announcement, you'll notice that it says everyone can reply. You have the option. You can allow people to reply to your announcement or post, or you can say, you know what, they don't need to reply. It's just to get information out, and I don't want them to be able to reply. I can also post this to multiple channels. So I want to make sure that every team is aware of this. So if I click multiple channels, I can actually select different channels. So here I have my chemistry class, but I also have my English class here, English 101. I want them both to know that we're not meeting in person today because of all of the snow. So I'm going to hit update. And now you can see it says general for both C1, which that's short for chemistry, the chemistry 141. And then I have E, which is short for the English 101. So it's going to post this in both channels for me. Now, going back down to the icons at the bottom, you'll notice I have a little paperclip icon. I can add on or I can attach a file. So I can choose a file from my OneDrive, or I can upload one from my computer. I have a demo. Let me find. I have a demo document that I can share with them. I'll add this. Now I can put down, please check out this PDF and think about what else we can add onto the list. So I can let everybody know that although we're not meeting in person, that they still need to do this project, which is just going to this PDF and adding on anything that they think should be added on. The next one we have, well, these next three are just for fun, to be completely honest. We have little stickers or emojis, and they actually have animations. You can see we have different ones. We have the little regular emoji faces. We have the hands, people, and we actually have animals. Some of the animals are adorable, like the little penguin. We even have food. I like adding them on. Oh, I added it in a weird spot. After that, we have GIFs. Now, it shows you some popular GIFs, but you can always search for it. So if I do snow, you can see here now we have all these different GIFs of snow. Let me check out. I should have. Frozen GIFs here. And then next to GIFs, you have stickers. So the stickers are the only ones that are not animated, but you can see we have a whole bunch of different ones. We have popular ones. You have little monster friends, fruit crew. Oh, we have the planets. I like the planets. But you can go through and just see all the different ones we have. Some of them are really cute in here. Or like those ones. I think that one's pretty cool. And we have a ton of different ones. And if you're old school like me and you remember Clippy, we got Clippy. That old school Clippy. And I think some of them actually do move for Clippy, but most of the ones do not move. I know there's one in here for Clippy that does move, but I can't remember which one it is. But all right, now we have our announcement. We have all the channels that we wanted to post in. We have our little funny GIF for the students. We need to go ahead and post this. So I'm just going to go down to the lower right-hand corner, and I'm going to hit the send button. It's going to take it a moment. Let me try refreshing my page. There we go. All right. So I had to refresh my page for it to work for me. All right. When you click on your teams too, it might come up like this where you have your teams in blocks. So you can see I have English 101 and I have my Chem 142. When you click on it, it's going to still come up with your team in your different channels, but you can see now it looks a little bit different. And the reason why it looks different now is because I've now created a team. Teams is kind of weird for education. When you don't have a team yet, it comes up like how it was before. But now since I've created a team in channels, it's changed the look. So this is what it's going to look like now. You can see my post is here in my chemistry channel. But if I go back to my English channel, you'll see that it's also here. That same post, it's here, same GIF, everything. So that's going to save me time, so that way I don't have to worry about copying and pasting. Now, the one really cool thing about this is students can actually reply directly to this post of mine. So I can say, let's say, Delbert, are you still unable to open the PDF? And you'll notice I mentioned Delbert. So Delbert is actually going to get a notification in his little activity center, letting him know that, hey, you have been mentioned. When Delbert clicks on that activity, it'll actually bring him right to this post. So that way he's not having to search around to see where he was mentioned at. It takes him directly here. So that way he knows, hey, you know, Miss Kim asked me a question and now I can reply to it. You may have noticed that as I'm hovering over this reply, I have these little options above it. If you're used to social media, this is going to be a similar deal. You can like, heart somebody's post. You can do a little surprised face, a laughing emoji. So it's just similar as before. This is nice if you if you see somebody's post and you just want to acknowledge that you saw it. Just give them a thumbs up or give them a heart. That way they're aware of, oh, okay, everybody's seen this, or like, hey, nobody's seen this yet. You can do this to your own or other people's posts as well. Just give it a nice little thumbs up, and it tells you how many people have given you a thumbs up on your post. Now, I want to ask real quick, do we have any questions so far? All right. I'm not seeing anything in the chat. Okay, so we're going to go on. So now I have my post. One thing you're going to notice if I go back up to the top is I have files. When I click on files, see that file that I had shared, that PDF? It is now here. Any file that you share in a team or here in the channel is automatically going to come up here in the Files tab. Now, I can also directly upload a document to the Files tab. So let me upload. I'll do demo 2. So I uploaded that. Now, if I go back to my posts, you'll see it does not create a post letting people know that I've uploaded a new file. So that's one thing you want to be aware of is if you create a new conversation and you add in a document that way, it's automatically going to put it here in the Files tab. But if you just straight upload a document to the File tab, it's not going to create a post. So I would have to come through here and say, you know, I just added the demo word to document to the Files tab. I'd have to do that to let everybody know that, hey, it's there in the Files tab. Now, if I hop down to, say, our Chemistry 202 channel, you'll notice that this one, if I go to that file tab, those aren't in there. And that's because each file for each channel is going to be separate. Because the files that Chemistry 202 needs might be different than what Chemistry 101 needs. It's just a way to help organize and keep everything separate so that it doesn't become a huge mess. You'll notice next to files, we have a little plus button. This is how you can add on additional tabs. Now, what you all see here may be different based off of your company. It depends on security, what they all allow you to have as apps. But you can see here, we can add on different applications. So say if there's a website that you need your students to look at pretty often, you can set it up so that there's a tab that goes directly to this website. So if I did, like, I don't know, I'm just doing a random website and name for it just so we have something here. I'm going to use this website. So I can choose if I want to have a post created about this in the channel to let them know that there's a new tab. Now you can see I have my new tab at the top. That takes them to whatever website I choose. I just chose the Microsoft training one because that one was easiest for me to get to. I can also choose if there's any other thing like a PDF that I would like them to view. I can create that as a tab as well, or even tasks. So you can come through here. If we actually scroll down a little bit more, you can see there are a ton of different apps that you can add on. I'm not going to go through all of them because, as you can tell, there is too many to go through at this time. You can always search for a particular application if you would like as well. So it's always worth your time to go through and just see all of the third-party apps that you can add onto your channel that can help you as a teacher and also help your students learn. Now, if we look back over onto our Chemistry 142 channel, you'll notice that we have a few new tabs now. We have the top one, which is Class Notebook. You can see since I just created this class, I don't have a notebook yet. So I can start from a blank workbook. And basically what this is going to be is, you can see here, this is what you get with your notebook. It's going to be a collaborative space between you and your students. Everyone can see it. You can publish course material for students. You can do a teacher-only section, which is private, and student notebook, a private space for each student. So you can choose how you want your notebook to be laid out and what you all want it to do. You can see it lets you know teachers can make edits, but students can only view, or students cannot view the content, only teachers can. Or even for the student notebook, they can only view their own content and nobody else's. So that's going to kind of change depending on what you all want for your students for the workbook. When you hit next, it's going to ask you what different tabs you want. There's already ones that are pre-made. So you can have here, student name, you can do handout. I can change that if I want to worksheets, class notes. I can just change that to notes, homework, take home. I can do quizzes. I can do extra credit. I can add on more sections if I would like. Or I can also remove ones. So if I want to, I can remove take home and just have worksheets, notes, and then extra credit. And then I would hit create. And now it's going to create my class notebook. It always takes it a minute to create the notebook. And now you can see it's now created our notebook. Gives us a nice little intro to our notebook. And now you can see we have our different sections. And it even lets us know, you can see here, getting started with collaboration. We have that to help us get started. We have our teacher only section. And we even have our student section. So each student, you can see, has their notes, worksheets, and extra credit. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth into the OneNote just because I want to get it through all of the information for today. But if we have time at the end, if you have questions about it, we can go more in depth. But the one great thing about the OneNote is it's automatically saving everything you do. Underneath class notebook, you have assignments. When you click assignments, you can see here that we don't have anything yet for assignments. So we need to actually create an assignment. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to create. You can see we have some options. We have assignment, quiz, or from existing. We'll do an assignment. Now we have all this information that we need to fill out for our assignment. So I can give it a title. So I can say, PowerPoint instructions. I can say, create a create a PowerPoint to explain why ability is good. I can attach files. So I can choose where I want to do it from. I'm going to upload from device. Let's do, I have. I have that one. No, I'll just do that one. Here is an so I know that's an example. Points. I can put on points. I can even add a rubric if I would like. 100 points. I can decide which class I want to assign it to. So I can say chemistry, or if I decide, hey, I want to actually do this to like class, the English 101, I can. I can say all students. I can say when it's going to be due and the time. So I can say it's going to be due. Yeah, let's do 10 a.m. Now I can choose, you can see here, we have none. I can say students and me, students and team owners. There we go. Now I can hit save and I can hit assign. So you can see now I have this in assignments. Tells us when it's due and the time, and when we click on it, I can actually see when stuff has been submitted by students and not. You can see we have returned, and we even have drafts. You can see everything's been graded. Oh, you can see here we got a little activity notification too. Underneath assignments, we have grades. This is where all of the students' grades would come up. So you can see right now my PowerPoint assignment that I put up, 100 points. Right now, these three have not had anything. But you can see Delbert. Looks like Delbert has put in something. Delbert has viewed it. No work attached, but they have viewed it, so I know their status. They've at least looked at it. The others have not done that. But then once they go through and they actually submit it is when I can put in their points. You know, I can decide if they get the full 100 or maybe only 80. After grades, we have insights. So this is where you're going to get all of your stats. So you can see here, you know, meetings. Gabriel Woods was often late for meetings last week. Lets us know this person was often late to meetings. This student, good news, submitted Romeo and Juliet assignment. So you can come through here and see some of the activities like student activity, to inactive students, communication, if that's been going up or down. You can see top words, disappointed and determined. It gives you all of that so that you have a better idea of what's going on in your class, and it makes it a little bit easier to understand. Now, if I go back to all my teams, if I go to English, you'll notice that this one still looks a little bit different. In that assignments, I don't have there because the assignments are strictly with each different class. You'll notice when I created that new assignment, it actually posted in the general channel so that all of the students know, hey, I have to look at this assignment. And I even got Delbert, gave it a nice thumbs up so that I'm aware, hey, Delbert, you know, saw this. Delbert is acknowledging this post that I made. Now, underneath our teams, we have assignments over on our left-hand side. This is also where you can go and you can create assignments from here as well. If I decide I want to create a quiz, I can say for English, I'm going to start a new quiz. I'll do a day. I can do how much snow did we get? I'll do inches. I don't know, another option. 4 inches. Five inches plus. None. I can say if I want this to be a required and how many points this is. I can say 10 points. I can add on new. I can add on text, so I can say what today's date. And you can add in a correct answer, so I can say 08 Feb 2022. Add on, I can do a rating. How great was your snow day? I can change if I want it to be stars or numbers. And here I can actually do date. So when is the PowerPoint assignment due? I can insert media if I would like, so I can do like an image. Do a nice big old picture of PowerPoint. There we go. And now that I am done with my quiz, I can actually hit preview if I would like to preview it to see how it would look for the students. So you can see how it would look on the computer or on mobile. Go back. And you can see we actually have different themes. So if you want to get a little bit more creative with it, you can. As you can see, I love these little backgrounds that they do. Ooh, snow day. We'll do that one. Like that. And now we are done. So I'm going to hit done. There we go. So now I can add that quiz to my English class. Yep, let me know. I just added the snow day quiz. I think it's going to take it a moment. And yep, you can see here, it posted the quiz similar how it does to regular assignments. Now, I want to jump up to chat real quick because Teams is where it's great if you want to have a large group conversation, but chat is perfect for the one-on-one or small group private conversations. So if I need to talk to a student one-on-one, I'm going to do that here through the chat so I can see, I can start a new conversation, and I'll just start typing in the student's name, and I can even add in, say, my my teacher aide. I'll add her on there, and I can type in a message. Hey, noticed you keep having internet issues. So I can have this one-on-one conversation with Delbert if I need to. You can see I can actually see that Delbert is replying. Delbert even gave me a thumbs up to let me know that they've seen this. And so we can have this conversation and get everything done, have it be private. I even have the option, I can send Delbert like different files that only Delbert has access to versus the entire class. Same with Delbert. So if they're having issues with their internet and they can't send it to me, however they regularly would, they can just come and talk to me through here when they get a moment, like, hey, you know, because I can say, when did they say it'll be fixed? Oh. Now you can see I did a spelling error. That sentence is all messed up. If I go to the ellipses, I just have to hover over my message for it to appear. I can go to edit, and I can edit this. So I'll hit enter, and there you go. Now it's fixed. When did they say it'll be fixed? Now I can have as many chats as I would like. So I can have a one-on-one chat with just Annie if I would like. Great job today. So now you can see my one-on-one chat with Annie versus my chat with Annie and Delbert, how it looks a little bit different. Now, each chat will have an ellipses that you can click on so that you have some options. You can pin a chat to the top. So like Annie, I want to pin hers to the top because she's my teacher's aide. Pinning to the top is really nice because after a while, you're going to have a ton of different chats in here, and it's easy for some of them to get lost. So pinning it to the top is always going to keep it up here. You can also decide if you want to mute a conversation. That means that you'll still get the messages, but you're not going to necessarily get the activity notification for it. So I can, I can mute the conversation with Annie, or if I'm in a group or a chat that has a lot of people that are very active, I might just want to mute it so that way I'm not constantly getting little pop-up notifications that, so-and-so has added on to the conversation, so-and-so has replied, all of that good stuff. I can always unmute as well. And then I can always hide a conversation. Hiding does not delete, it just removes it from your list. It'll pop back up into your list when somebody has put in a new message, but otherwise it just hides from your list. And then in group chats, you'll have the option to leave. When you go to leave, you'll still have access to the chat history, but you cannot participate in the chat anymore, nor will you get any more of the new messages that are put in there. Now, one of the last things that I want to go through is calendar. So calendar is where you're going to have all of your calendar meetings. You can see here we don't have any. So I want to show you how you can create a meeting. In the upper right-hand corner, we have a plus meeting button. We're going to click on that. It's going to bring us here, and this is where we get to put in all of the information for our meeting. So I'm going to do, can't we do all caps? M142. I get to decide who are my required attendees, so I can say Annie, I need her. I also need all of our students. Douglas, Ella, I think that's our other student. Yeah. No, I think that's one extra student. There we go. Here's our 4 students. Now I can actually add on people as optional. So if I want our other teacher, David, to have the option to join this meeting, he can. Now it's saying unknown or free underneath their names because it's showing their availability for the current date and time of the meeting. The default is it's always going to choose the current date and the current time. So it's choosing today at 2 o'clock. But I don't want to do today at 2 o'clock. Now, I may not know Annie and David's what their schedule looks like. So I'm going to use Scheduling Assistant at the very top. And it's going to show me what their schedule looks like. So you can see here, some people, they're tentative, they already have meetings going around. So I can choose, I can see what time they're available. I can see, let's see, Wednesday at 9 a.m. So let me choose Wednesday at 9 a.m. And I'll say this is going to be an hour 30. I don't have to hit save. All I have to do is go back to details and it's inserted that new day and time for me. It's always going to assume that this is a one-off meeting, but you can always have it repeat if you would like. So you can say every weekday, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, or custom. I'm going to say every weekday, and I can choose the occurrence. So I can say this is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday class. I can select an end date. So if I know that this class ends on, I don't know, we're just going to do May. Hit save. Now it's going to occur every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I can put in any details that I would like for the meeting. I don't have to, but I can. Whenever I am done filling out all the information for my new meeting, I just have to go back up to that right-hand corner and hit send. Now you can see that is going to pop up here in my calendar, and everybody else who I invited, it's actually going to come up on their calendar as well. So all of the students, when they go into their calendar here in Teams, they're going to see this on their calendar. So they'll already be made aware that it's there. And if you use Outlook, it also syncs up there as well. So your Outlook calendar and your Teams calendar works back and forth. You just have to be using the same account for it. Now I can go back and make any changes that I would like. So if I need to change the name of the meeting, I can change this to, let's do biochemistry. I can update that. So now it's going to update on everybody's calendar, and they're going to get an email about the update just so that way they are made aware of it. And then once you are done creating it, you have the option, you can join the meeting or you can chat with participants. So you can start the conversation with the entire group before the meeting even starts. So cannot wait for tomorrow to meet everyone. And there, now I can start the conversation with my students.
Hey Kim,
Now,
just to let you know, I think we are at time.
Like a beginner's intro into Teams for higher education. We are at time, but I do want to open it up to any questions that you all may have. We do have in the chat a link to a survey today. It's completely anonymous and optional. It's only about 5 questions, but it's just asking how you enjoyed today's training. It's asking how you enjoyed the material, how you enjoyed me as your trainer. I'm hoping you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was worthy of 10 stars. But if you have any suggestions on how to make this training better, please feel free to put that into the comment section of the survey so that we are made aware. I'm going to go ahead and be quiet so that you can ask any questions if you would like. All right, if there are no more questions, you're free to leave. This training is being recorded. Your company will communicate out to you where to go to be able to watch this recording. But I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you learned something new. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you later on.